Hello folks, Jared here coming to you with Nebraska football once again. We're coming off a tough loss to Troy, but it is the big house this week, Michigan, on the road. Uh, the first conference game in the Scott Frost era. Everybody's been looking forward to it, regardless of the start of the season. Big game, should be fun. But getting back to Troy, I honestly thought there'd be no problem we would win that game. And afterwards, I was pretty disappointed. I said, there's really no excuse to lose to Troy. And I still kind of stick by that comment. But when you're looking at this season, Nebraska's been a little bit snake bit. First game canceled. Then second game, you're playing a team that's already got a game experience in Colorado. And we probably should have won that game if not for some turnovers. And then Troy comes along, you're trying to start a guy who doesn't have a scholarship at quarterback, and hasn't had any big-time college action. And that's not easy. You got a first-year head coach trying to restart new systems, offensive, defensive side of the ball, and you're starting a quarterback that doesn't have scholarship. Hey, you can't expect miracles here, so Scott Frost just has to develop that culture. We got a lot of players that are maybe trying too hard in cases, and then you got players that, are looking around waiting for who else is going to make the big play so we can win this game instead of going out and getting it done themselves. So it's just a culture that has to be developed, and it takes time. And so we go into Michigan. Everybody thinks Nebraska is going to get rolled for the most part. We're almost 20-point dogs in this game. And, call me crazy, but I think it's a situation where Nebraska kind of needs a road game right now. Everything that's been going on at home has been all the Scott Frost hype, and that's not easy to deal with when your players, I'm sure they just want to go out and get the coach's first win, and, right now it's just a big hype machine there at Memorial Stadium, so getting on the road might actually be good for them. Get their minds off all that stuff, let them focus on the game, and honestly, I think we have a chance to win. Now, I'm not predicting a win, with everything that's happened and with the situation we're in. We're not even sure if our scholarship freshman quarterback, Adrian Martinez, is even going to play. That's still up in the air, but sounds like he probably will by the reports. Sounds like he's looking good and he's going to make the trip. But without knowing he's going to play, and even if he does play, it's a tall order to go on the road in Michigan, considering they've been in their system now for 4 years, going on a point where they should be, grooving and clicking, where Nebraska is certainly not at that point yet. So, but just off of what I know about Harbaugh and his system, and what I know about Scott Frost and his system, is that this is a situation where Nebraska could pull the upset, because Scott Frost is a good game planning coach with a different kind of style. Harbaugh runs the pro style offense, which is typically, in Big Ten terms, not a high flying offense. Typically, it's dependent on the running game. If your running game is going good, you can have a great offensive game. If the running game is shut down, then that's a different story. It can end up being close till the end with the style that they play. And any game that gets close till the end, can go either way. So that's what Nebraska has to hope for if they're going to win this game. They have to stop the run, which they've done well in the first two games. Very good run defense. So if we can come in and stop the run and stretch this game out into the fourth quarter, that's where we have a chance. And so we need to be able to stop the run and run the football. I'm not going to predict a score, because I don't predict a score if I think there's a good possibility Nebraska is going to lose. So I don't do that. But I do think we have a chance. I just think it's one of those deals where, we need to make the game, because there's no way we're going to go out and pound Michigan. If anything, we're either going to get pounded, or we need to keep this game close until the finish and somehow do that. we've all seen it a million times. You go into a game, you think one team's got this, just like when Ohio State played Iowa last year, or other examples in the past. We had Michigan State come a couple years ago. Everybody thought, oh, they're going to blow Nebraska out, and we pulled off the upset. So it's one of those things where hopefully in the very near future these games aren't, we're not big underdogs anymore, but right now we are. And so we're talking upset time. Should be a great game, though. I look forward to it. I look forward to seeing how the team responds on the road. And once again, folks, with the Scott Frost era, just give it time. He's instilling a new culture, and it doesn't happen overnight, especially when you got... It's hard enough with a freshman quarterback, but how about a quarterback that's not even on scholarship? It was very tough to call plays under that circumstance. They were trying to be very dry, very vanilla, and, they got caught against a couple teams here, but I look forward to Big Ten play. We have a clean slate right now. We're 0-0 in the Big Ten, and that gives us a chance for anything. Anything can happen. Wisconsin and Iowa, neither one are indestructible teams, so if Nebraska can pull off some wins against some teams that they're not supposed to beat, you never know what their record could be at the end of the year. So with everything's all said and done, I just want to see a good game Saturday. I don't care about the end result. I just want to see Nebraska play well. If they do that and make it a good game, that's all I care about seeing. Go Big Red, beat Michigan.